So that's most probably giving it away. We're in Northumberland. And before anybody says, and no, Tom Heaton doesn't live in Northumberland, they moved the borders. His adopted hometown used to be in Northumberland and it's now in Tyne-and-Wear. So I'm really excited. This should be a really fun tour. We're going to be heading up the coastline of Northumberland, and we're also going to be jetting inland as well, and we'll see what the gods and Mother Nature brings. As I've always said, I'm just there to press the shutter. So let's go, let's have fun, and I'll see you at the first location. Heading up the coast, I've come to a little place that I used to cycle past years ago called Lower Hawksley, and the sun has just started to peek over the horizon. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning, and you can see the shot that we've been after. I must admit that we have been here for about 20 minutes to catch the best of this light, but it's still giving. We've got nothing on the front other than the polarizer, just to take a little bit of glare off the beach. But we've kept things very, very simple, and I'm just playing again with aperture. The reason I'm playing with aperture is I'm not really that concerned about diffraction. So I'm shooting at f20. Now I've got a prime lens on. It's a 24mm tilt shift and it is super, super sharp. I'm not going to be blowing this up to billboard size. This is going to be for you guys, and it may adorn the wall as an A3 print. But so I'm not really that concerned that banging it up to f20 is going to make a big difference. What I am concerned about is that sky. That sky is absolutely stunning. The beauty of this beach is it's quiet. So you can get here and you can get yourself a composition and you can shoot with the beach all to yourself other than the odd dog walker. And we have been very, very fortunate today with this sun. What we've got is we've got a beautiful reflection of the sun on the beach with the water, and we've got the sunrise itself, and when you've got those two elements, that's going to be where people's eyes are led into. Goodness me, if you live in Northumberland, you are lucky, 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 because this place is awesome. Now what we've got now is we've got the sun is just about to peek over the top of those clouds, and it's going to be pretty harsh, the old lens and the old sensor, and we're going to get blown out highlights. That's not really a concern, because before I switched you on, I set this composition up and the light turned that magenta that you first saw at the beginning, and we got a couple of 3 shots at f20 and a couple of 3 shots at f18, and here's the best of those images. Just simple. It's just simple. We've not got a castle in the background or the foreground. All it is that simple beach shot with the sunrise, and it is beautiful. Not my picture necessarily, being here is beautiful. This is what it's all about. The picture, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, I'm here. And I'm not at work. It is a Sunday, so I wouldn't be at work anyway, but you get my drift. Just look at that. That is absolutely glorious. Would you want to be anywhere else? If you remember, this is the first episode of a series of 4. At the end of the series of 4, providing you've commented and subscribed, I'll be giving away £500. And that's only possible because the series of videos is being sponsored by squarespace.com. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Paul Johnson. Jobs are good and so we're down here at Alnwick, at the stream or the river that goes past Alnwick Castle itself, which is called the River Aln. And we've got a real backlit composition at the moment, and I'm just waiting for that sun to drop down behind the trees somewhat, or behind the clouds, because at the moment it's causing massive lens flare. I've got a 24mm prime on the front of the camera, and I'm bracketing the shot, so I'm not putting an ND Grad on the front. The only thing that we've got on the front is the polarizer. Reason that I'm not putting the ND Grad on the front is that the light is that bright that it's not going to make much of a difference, so I may as well just bracket. So we're shooting at f/16, and the reason I'm shooting at f/16 is that I've got the reeds and the plants in the foreground and I want to keep them sharp. So we've focused on the maximum area of interest, which is the trees just in the midground there, and we've got Alnwick Castle behind, and it's a nice little shot. Now that's a suck it and see type of composition, because I'm shooting at f/16, you will get a star effect or a light ray effect of the actual sun as it's peeking round, and I can see that in camera. All I'm hoping is that shooting directly into the sun like this isn't going to cause any major lens flare. Hopefully the polarizer will have been enough just to take some of that glare out of the sun. So we're going to head up further up the River Aln to an area that I'm going to set up to see if we get any colour in this sky. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. If not, this will be it, and that'll be it, and there won't be any more. We've just come from the bank down behind me, and unfortunately the light has died completely. There's a weather front coming in from right to left. We'll come round as we walk over and we'll show you what it looks like here on the left hand side. You can see a tree at the moment and nothing much else, but if we keep walking we'll see Alnwick Castle will appear from behind these trees, and it's a beautiful sight. But I'm just hoping that we get a little bit of colour, but unless the landscape lights up, then we've got a nice sky and a bland landscape. Sometimes you get caught out by the light, and the light plays tricks with you and has a go at you. It's over there, it's not here, as the brakes. And if you can hear that giggling, that's the wife laughing. She's the one that's holding the camera, and now she's trying her best. It's going to be shaking. It's now she's trying her best to stop laughing. She's fired. Not to be beaten, I've come back on a different day because we lost the light, and I'm on my own because I've fired the camera woman. Oh really, she's in bed. But what we've done is two things, or three really. Number one, the light is different. Rather than having a backlit composition, the light is behind us, so it's front lit. We've also moved up the banking a little bit because I still want another perspective on this castle shot. Now, with the first castle shot, basically the castle was in the background and it was a by the by for the river, but it made a lovely silhouette. But what I want to do today is have the castle as a main emphasis on the shot. There's two ways to do that. Number one, I can walk right near the castle, take the picture. Or number two, I can use the lens that's going to pull everything in and towards us. And that's what I've done, because I want that composition that we had of the river and the riverbank peeling off to the left hand side towards the actual castle itself. So we have our trusty 70-200 lens on the front, and we're shooting at about 120 mil, and that's just enough to pull everything in and get the castle as a more dominant feature within the shot. Now, because that sun's behind us, as you can see, and we're shooting in that direction, we haven't got a massively bright sky, and we've not got a particularly interesting sky either. It's bright blue, but what it means is that I don't have to mess around with ND Grad filters to balance the light in the shot, and that's awesome if you haven't got ND Grad filters. And that's what I tried to do on that last shot, the backlit shot, is I took the shot to show you how you can get it without ND Grad filters, just by bracketing. So all we've got there is the polarizer. Take a little bit of glare out the water, and that's it, and just get those reflections emphasized. So once we've got the composition right, then we're set to go. So now all we've got to do is take the shot. We're on self timer. Click the shutter. Interesting fact of the day: when I was here, we didn't get the light. I went further up nearer the castle to get the shot, and I'm quite happy that the light wasn't the best, because the composition just didn't feel right. Here the composition feels right, and this is why I've come back to the location. So this is the shot. Just a couple of thanks. Number one, John Carpenter, thanks for the Indians hat. I wore the Indians hat all the way through. That's because I had a New York Yankees hat and he didn't like it. So I'll put this on. I have no idea about baseball. So as mentioned earlier, I'd like to thank Squarespace.com for sponsoring this series of videos. I'm sure most of you know by now who Squarespace is, but it's an all-in-one platform that allows you to design your own websites. Now, I've taken out a free trial and I've had a quick look around, and it looks really, really easy. It's really, really simple. And for somebody who's not technically minded like myself, that's saying something. Simple templates, drag and drop, add some content, add some text, and you've got a website, and it's absolutely awesome. If you try the free trial at www.squarespace.com/Paul Johnson, and you'll get 10% discount if you decide to sign up. Job's a good one.